weather forecast, a winter storm warning in effect 7 p.m. this evening to 1 a.m. Monday. For this afternoon, thickening clouds with a coating to an inch of snow, high 29. 2 to 4 inches of snow tonight, low 23. Sleet and freezing rain tomorrow, high up to 31. And periods of sleet and freezing rain taper off tomorrow evening, becoming clear with a total snowfall 3 to 6 inches, low 15. For AccuWeather, I'm Ruth O'Brien.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to the Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Deneen alongside Charlie Hossack. We are Mike and the Hoss. Guys, I heard 3 to 6 inches. That is like the fifth different amount I've heard in the past hour.
Yeah.
I've heard numbers like 14, 16, 19, 8 to 12. What do you think? What are you guys thinking? Hi, Charlie. Hey, dog.
So when I listen to, hey, dog, good morning, buddy. When we listen to the weather coming in, that I think that seems to be more for the Concord South area than kind of where we're broadcasting from. You always know, like in our area, up in the Lake Winnipesaukee area, I call it our lake effect snow. I mean, it's not like Buffalo, but we always tend to get a little bit more come in this area. So I don't know. I'm predicting probably a little more than 6 inches. I think more of the 6 to 10 inch range.
I have a feeling this is going to be a whopper. I just, we're on the line where we are. We're on that line, and that line shifts 10 miles north or south. It's the difference in the forecast anyway between 8 and 15 inches. So I feeling this is going to be one of those storms that doesn't change over. It just snows and snows and snows. And the next thing you know, we're out there and it's 18 inches and we don't have school on Monday because they can't move the snow and they can't find a place to put it. So
right. I have it's interesting looking ahead because there's a particular guy that I like to follow, and he's already, he always has one storm at a time, but he's already looking forward to the end of the week or the middle of this week, where he said we're supposed to get, according to him, the biggest snowstorm we've had in a decade. So he's like looking at stuff from out west or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I think we went into the wrong profession. I would love to have gotten my meteorology degree because apparently it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It is what it is, and you can make all the predictions you want. Kind of like we do with sports, I guess. We make all these predictions, and the good news with predictions is finally we took down the dog with our Super Bowl. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but finally we got a victory because there's no beating J-Dog, but this week, sir, you went down.
For one game, we could beat him. For one game, we were able to take him. Not for a season. He smoked us in the season. But getting back to the meteorologists, do meteorologists ever lose their job because they're bad at predicting?
I don't think so.
No, just old age.
Just old age, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. We're trading Joe Cupo for somebody else because
he's going. They move him down to the minor leagues. He goes from Boston to the Midwest somewhere, some little town.
All right.
They're not doing that.
All right, let's get this thing started. Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro, and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our podcasts on the app, Spreaker, and also on Audible. We're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. The Yum Shop hosts over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar. And, of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off the Gingy box. I'm a little under the weather, guys, so I'm going to things are a little blurry right now. You can join the conversation 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080. All right. We get to finally talk baseball, and I'm pretty happy that football's in our rearview mirror. At least the offseason is, and we're gonna spend some time on the Super Bowl. We're gonna recap things, and we want to spend some time on how we're gonna fix football. But let's get into opening takes, Charlie. Brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. And of course, don't forget to order their $5 Mike and the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m.
Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
Go ahead. Let's talk about Bregman.
Well, it's about the Red Sox in general. I had something written up last week that we didn't get to about the Red Sox. On they didn't spend any money. They added some pitching, which is important, obviously. Through some pretty good trades, but they really didn't spend any money. Their payroll is down less than it was last year, and so it was a really negative take that I had. And so I copied and pasted it into this week's agenda. I figured I'll just go with it. And then what do? Then they go out and drop $120 million on Alex Bregman, who was this week anyway, was the best free agent available.
Right.
And the domino effect that has happened for the Red Sox, not just in terms of their lineup, but the outlook, their season outlook, how that's changed by adding this one player, is pretty cool. And I watch some Boston sports and some Boston talk shows and some TV shows, and the outlook for the team has changed dramatically by this one signing. And we're gonna, in a few weeks, we're gonna do some Red Sox predictions as far as wins go, but I'm a little bit more excited. I'm a little bit more invested, and it changed by one player, which is weird. You would think that you would require 4 or 5 signings for that to happen, but this coupled with the trades, makes me a little bit more glass half full about the Red Sox. How about you?
Yeah, no, I agreed. I do feel a whole lot better, and it's interesting when you're kind of looking at the projected lineup. They're finally, there are a few names out there. You're like, yes, they're not the Dodgers. They're not these superstars. But, there's some names out there that are at least familiar to more than just the Boston Red Sox fan. So I definitely have a lot more excitement. The one thing with Alex Bregman, it'll be interesting to see what the Red Sox are going to do. I think looking back to some of our old shows with Rafael Devers, I had kind of talked about getting ready. I know he's still super young, but getting him ready to transition to DH. I mean, it might be a bit too early for that, but just thinking about that down the line, or do the Red Sox jump all over that now? Do you put Bregman at second base, keep Devers at third, or do you bring Bregman to his natural position at third and Devers is the DH? There's all sorts of scenarios, and I know you don't. I know you got a lot of baseball games, so you don't have to do it every single game. But it'd be interesting to see what they do with the addition of Alex Bregman, which kind of makes us being able to talk about baseball a little more excited about the Red Sox. Dog, how are you feeling about this?
I already said they were better because of Garrett Crochet and some of the moves they made in the offseason. Now, because I don't have them making the postseason, well, now maybe I do have them making the postseason with an experienced guy like Alex Bregman, who has great numbers at Fenway Park, by the way. And this, again, it was between the 2 other teams. So I thought the Cubs were going to get him, like snag him at the last minute, but the Red Sox were able to wow him, and now he's in spring training in Fort Myers, Florida, with the rest of the Red Sox for the non-position players other than pitcher and catchers reporting at the Fort.
Right.
So I think their starting pitching is significantly better than it was last year with the addition of Garrett Crochet, Walker Buehler, just those two. They're not long-term commitments either, which is still, it doesn't make you want to be really overly excited with the Red Sox. They're still playing that game of we're not really going to fully invest in the team.
Right.
We're going to try to do it in an Oakland A's kind of way, but there is a big benefit as far as the pitching staff. What the Bregman thing does is it not only adds the player, but it takes away a big gaping hole. And they had a gaping hole at second base.
Yes.
And they also had a gaping hole at third base defensively. So my preference, and I'm hoping they're going to do this because I agree with you, Charlie. It's, I think that Devers needs to look at other positions and transition to those. He's one of the worst fielding third baseman in the league. So
Right.
It's time that, he really starts looking at it. Is that Bregman goes to third base. I want to see Kristen Campbell. I want to see some of these youth. I want to see Roman Anthony up at the big club. I want to see Kristen Campbell up there.
Yeah.
Go at him now. And then, Kristen Campbell's he's become the number 2 prospect in the Red Sox system behind Anthony. Bring him up now, put him at second base, and then go with a platoon of Devers and Casas at first base and DH, and Yoshida hits the road.
Okay.
I think that's the scenario that I would prefer to see. And now you have a pretty good infield, a pretty good hitting infield, and which is exciting because don't forget Trevor Story's at shortstop.
Right.
Your outfield consists of Rafaela, it consists of Duran, and hopefully Anthony. And so now you brought all of that youth that you've been talking about for the last 2 years, except for Marcelo Mayer. You brought all of that up, and they're at the big club. And I'm with Dog. I think they have a real chance for the playoffs this year.
Yeah, which is exciting. I mean, because just 3-4 weeks ago, we weren't looking at the Red Sox as a playoff team. So it's good. It's good to be able, going into spring training, saying, "Wow, we have some excitement towards the Boston Red Sox." And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And interesting, Mike, you made a point with they haven't invested. It's true, because Alex Bregman has an opt-out after the first year and after the second year. So I think it's going to obviously be based on performance. If the Red Sox can get to the coveted playoffs, then maybe some of these players will want to stick around and re-up. But it could be, if the Sox don't make the playoffs this year, it could be another mass exodus for a lot of these players.
Well, if I go through this, Garrett Crochet is a trade. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Walker Buehler is a 1-year deal. Patrick Sandoval, this is a pitching staff, is a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Aroldis Chapman is a 1-year deal. Justin Wilson is a 1-year deal. Giovanni Moran is a trade with the Twins. I don't know what he's got left on it. And and then the catcher, Carlos Nevares, was a trade with the Yankees. I don't know what he has left on his. And then you mentioned Bregman. Bregman is a 3-year deal for $120 million. He has an opt-out in the first year. He has an opt-out after the second year. Yep. And they also deferred a bunch of money.
Right.
So they got onto that deferred train. We talked about 2 weeks ago, there's all the deferring thing. Well, the Red Sox got on that boat a little bit, and they were able to give him a little bit more money by doing that. I think his AAV is actually, even though it's a 3-year deal at 120, because they deferred that money, it works out to be like $32 million.
Yeah. It's worrisome for me with the deferred. I mean, that's the sexy thing to do right now in Major League Baseball, is defer. But it just that puts you in a pickle if it doesn't work out. And for the Red Sox, who obviously don't like spending money, that's going to make it even more difficult for them to spend money in the future.
LA is going to be on the hook for the Shohei Ohtani deal, guys. They're going to be on the hook for because there's going to be a time where LA is going to, whether the baseball strike happens or not, there's going to be a time where this LA little dynasty is going to crash and burn. They all do. They never end well.
Yeah,
it's like climate change. We're just passing it on to our grandkids. They're passing the Dodgers issues on to the Dodgers fans' grandkids.
Oh,
and they're going to be the ones who have to deal with it.
There's something different between the Dodgers and climate change, because the Dodgers actually exist. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, come on. Hey, let's do yours when we come back, and okay. And let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Take the pulse of New Hampshire with you anywhere
and anytime.
Just ask your smart device to play the Pulse of NH.
Now's the best time to get more for your money on a new Mahindra. Enjoy 0% interest on select models, or save thousands of dollars on a rugged Mahindra tractor. That's more for less on many of Mahindra's best-selling models, with tractors that deliver more lift capacity, fuel efficiency, and built-in weight. Save more on Mahindra today at Knoxland Equipment. They'll show you how much more tractor and how many more attachments you can get for your money. With up to a 7-year powertrain warranty on Mahindra tractors and Knoxland's well-trained staff, you can count on years of service after the sale. So whether you're a farmer, landscaper, or homeowner, Knoxland Equipment has a Mahindra tractor for you. Custom build the tractor of your dreams. Or come test drive one of their many in-stock Mahindras at Knoxland Equipment, where you'll get a better deal from a better dealer. Off Interstate 89 at Exit 7 in Warner, on Facebook, and at Knoxland.com.
0% APR financing available for a limited time. See Knoxland Equipment or go to MahindraUSA.com for more information.
Here's some tax season thoughts from Cheney's Apple House Furniture. Shopping for new furniture or a bed is a bonus when you shop local and shop Cheney's Apple House Furniture. The Cheney's benefits are great. You'll find a showroom filled with quality American-made furniture. There's no withholding the fact that Cheney's is well-stocked with sofas, chairs, dining, and bedroom sets, and more. There's over 70 recliners in stock. Need a new bed? Find mattresses from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, including the Sealy Posturepedic. Shopping at Cheney's always yields a positive return, as you work with a non-commissioned sales staff with no pressure. The deduction is simple. Shopping at Cheney's Apple House Furniture is always a gain. 191 Village Street, Pennacook. Take 93 to exit 17. Head west and to Pennacook. Open every day. NHFurnitureStore.com.
Go with it.
Apple House Furniture, the best furniture store in town.
Go with it.
Apple House Furniture, the best furniture around. Take advantage of 0% interest financing and layaway plans. Ask for details.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You need accuracy guarantee.
Now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches making plays. For stalking kings of Wolfeboro town. Husbands, fathers, where heroes are found.
That's better. I like that. That's better. I feel 10 years younger just by not listening to the other stuff.
Country? You don't want it the country, Mike, huh? Not the country guy.
I'm not a country guy. I don't know. I'm not. I think that there are a couple country songs that I will listen to and I'll enjoy, but I'm not of the real country guy. Sorry.
Wanted an Atari's sound like 2003. You got it, Mike.
That's me. It's Pearl Jam and 90s stuff, a little grunge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good. I am more, and I think you guys probably know this. I'm more of I love ballads. I love love songs. That's if you got a good. What's that, dog?
You love love.
Yep. I love love, but ballads, man. If you could get a nice ballad out there, oh boy, that's all me.
Everyone, when at a previous station, Charlie was sick one day and he came in sounding like Barry White, and it was the most romantic show we've ever had.
Well, it's Palentine's Day today. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and the day before that was Galentine's Day. Well, today is the Palentine's Day edition of Mike and the Hoss.
So. That's right. That's right. Happy Valentine's Day to both of you. Yeah. All right, let's do some New Hampshire. Even though we're not going to do New Hampshire sports, we're going to talk about your opening take. But New Hampshire sports is brought to you by Bailey's Bubble.
Family owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite sauce is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you. All right, Mike. So my opening take had to do with Ichiro Suzuki. He's going to the Hall of Fame, which is awesome, amazing. I think the three of us, I'll speak for the three of us, probably think he's an amazing baseball player. I was a huge fan, just such a pure hitter. That being said, he received 393 of the 394 possible votes. And here's the thing that kind of irks me a little bit. First of all, I want to know who the person is that didn't vote for him, but we're never going to know because the Hall of Fame doesn't require the voters to share their results publicly. The ones that were shared, there were 321 votes of the people that voted. They shared their votes, and all of them voted, of course, for Ichiro. It's interesting to me. I think I was just thinking about what things that irritate me, and they're not actually, believe it or not, there are not a lot of things that irritate me, but this irritates me. I think if you're voting for the Hall of Fame, if you have that responsibility and that privilege to be able to do that, you should be able to, or required to, by the Hall of Fame, share who you're voting for. And if you decide to vote against someone, be able to, make just a brief statement. I mean, I don't care if you're interviewed, but I did not vote for Mike today for the Hall of Fame because XYZ. I just think that would I like the transparency pretty much in everything in life, but I think it just would be better. Who's the jerk? Who is this jerk that didn't vote for Ichiro? I mean, I can't think of a reason not to vote for him, which is really frustrating. Your thoughts, guys?
I couldn't agree more. In terms of, I don't know why, who didn't vote for him. I don't know why they didn't vote for him. I agree with you in the fact that they should be, if you're going to have the privilege of being a voter, the BBWA, I believe what it is, Baseball Writers of America. And if you're going to have the privilege to do that, then you should be accountable for your vote, and you should be able to say who you're voting for, why you're voting for them, and it should not be a secret ballot. You're seeing a lot more of the ballots being publicized on X, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And I appreciate that. I appreciate to see the direction that things are going. But they should be saying, especially if you're the lone guy who did not vote for him. Now there are, and I'm assuming that this is the reason, there are voters that don't believe anybody should get in on the first ballot, that it should be a struggle and that they should earn the writer's vote. Which is a really backwards way to think about it, when their careers should be what is earning the vote, not them, kissing up to the voters after the fact. Right. Dog?
Bob Nightingale of USA Today pretty much echoed the same kind of sentiment, because he did vote for Ichiro, and he showed his ballot on X. He tends to do that. He'll show his ballot of I think he had Carlos Beltran as well, who didn't get in, and basically said, if you're a Baseball Writers Association of America voter, you've got the responsibility and the transparency to say why you didn't vote for such and such. And I think we will find out who didn't vote for Ichiro. I just don't think we're going to find out anytime soon. I think after the smoke clears, many years from now, maybe, who knows, or maybe it'll get swept under the rug. I don't know, but I think we are going to find out maybe 2 to 3 years down the road, like a team wins the Super Bowl and, oh yeah, this guy didn't vote for Ichiro. It'll be one of those kind of deals.
Yeah.
Well, they do purge those voters every once in a while, based on, they have to meet certain criteria in terms of publishing, and, it's not me or you that's, voting. They have to be part of the baseball writing community to get that vote. So they do get purged, but I can't think of a tangible reason that you wouldn't put him in. He was one of the top 3 players of that generation in terms of while he was playing. And you just said he was a great hitter. He's an incredible fielder. He gets fell short for the fielding, but his arm was spectacular. He got to a lot of balls. He was fast. He was a good base runner. There's a lot of things that Ichiro did that helped teams win. And
how about the fact that he potentially could have been in the conversation of the greatest baseball player of all time, but he was a rookie at age 27 in Major League Baseball. So he started light years after everyone else, comes up and plays in the MLB. Just if you look at him, his 10 Gold Gloves, he has over 3,000 hits, over 500 stolen bases. The guy was incredible. And you're right, Mike, with the defense. Dog, I see you want to say something.
Single season leader in hits in a season. So he did that in 2004. Nobody's touched that since.
Right. Well, and if you add his hits that he had in Japan, which is a legitimate major, professional baseball league, he's over 4,000 hits. So it's I don't think that there's any doubt on where he should be in as far as the annals of baseball history.
Right.
It's just the argument is, what's the purpose of not voting in him?
Yeah.
Going to have his number retired, guys, the number 51. Now, if you got it, because Randy Johnson wore the number 51 in Seattle. When Randy Johnson wore his number 51 in Seattle, and you said to him, some guy other than you is going to have his retired number in the 2020s, you would have probably, to predict the future, you're like, who's this kid? And sure enough, Ichiro will take that number 51, and the big unit he has his number already retired in Arizona. But it would have been funny to have Ichiro end, because I think you have Greg Maddux and Fergie Jenkins, I think, in Chicago with the Cubs with the number 31 retired. So it would have been kind of funny to have Ichiro and then the big unit with the same number, but that's not going to happen. Ichiro's going to have his number retired at T-Mobile Park later this summer.
Yeah,
maybe it would have been cool if they did like a Ray Bork, Phil Esposito moment for the Bruins when, they were going to retire Esposito's number 7, and then Bork pulls it off and he's wearing 77 underneath it. So, so they got both retired. 77 and 7 got retired, and they both wore them.
Yeah. Ichiro, just so you guys know, you probably saw this. He offered to take whoever this mystery person that didn't vote for him, take him out to dinner, wine him and dine him, and find out why. Ichiro said, "I want to know why you didn't vote for me."
Because he didn't take him out to dinner beforehand. That's the problem. He didn't wine and dine him beforehand, and because there's no, and I say this again, there's no tangible reason for not to vote him in. There's no baseball reason not to vote him in. There's no off the field reason not to vote him in.
Right.
You could make the argument with Schilling, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That off the field Schilling, if you think that about representing the game and representing, that's why Schilling doesn't get in. You don't have that reason for Ichiro. Dog, you were going to jump in and say something?
Going to say was, guys, this is Willie Mays didn't get it. It wasn't unanimous. We've never had it. We've only had one unanimous player, and it was Mariano Rivera. We've never had a position player ever be unanimous. It's unbelievable. What's the reason?
Right.
Well, exactly. And I'll go to Adam Vinatieri last week. We talked about the NFL one. Yeah, and Dog, you were taking the argument that it's okay. He'll get in. But why wouldn't he be unanimous? What reason would you say that he's not the best kicker that has ever played in the league? So if it's that clear, and Ichiro is one of the best players that ever has played in the league, why not? What's the holdup from putting somebody in unanimously? I think it's often it's about power. I think that they hold on to these votes as a sign of power, and that they're dictating who gets in, who's unanimous.
I think you're right, guys, because let's face it, sports writers are going by way of the dodo bird because, there's not much. Pretty soon there's not going to be any writing left in terms of a column or whatever. They're going to have to write for like NFL.com or MLB.com. They're not, or they're going to be, because Mandy Bell, she was the Cleveland Guardians beat writer for a few years. She just retired from it. Anthony Kestrovins is now the team beat writer. Each Major League Baseball team has that now, and I'd have to think at some point down the road, if they don't now, they will be the only ones to have the Baseball Writers Association of America to have votes now, because again, like the USA Today's, the Bob Nightingales, we don't know how much longer that's going to happen. Tom Boswell, the Washington Post, George Will, we don't know how much longer that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's that. And I don't even know if the writing online is going to be there either, because AI, all you got to do is throw some bullet points in, and they're going to write the article for you.
Oh,
and that's scary.
Hall of Fame guys, we've peaked.
Yeah, we should ask a Chat GDP or Copilot, how come Ichiro didn't get a unanimous vote? It's gonna have a reason. It's gonna give you something.
It was certainly to this reporter on May the 18th, 2007, and
right. Yeah. And and a lot of times we saw this with going way back with Ted Williams. There was a Boston reporter that he had a terrible relationship with, and the Boston reporter did not vote him for, I think it was MVP at the time. I don't think it was Hall of Fame. I think it was MVP, or maybe it was Hall of Fame. But he had a bad relationship with one Boston reporter, and that affected the recognition that he got based on the writers. And who knows? Maybe Ichiro, didn't tip this guy's, son at a restaurant. I don't know. I mean, it could be something really silly.
100% of the. Are you kidding me? Fought for the country twice, by the way. World War II, Korean conflict. The splendid Splinter, last guy to bat 400. What's going on here? Even back then, this was terrible process. What are we doing?
American hero. He is the real life John Wayne.
Hero.
John Wayne. He is the real life guy. If you go look at all the movies that John Wayne had, it was just Ted Williams' life.
Right.
I'll tell you this right now, guys. If I come up to Ichiro, I'm going to sweet talk him and say, you know what? If I was a baseball writer, I would have put you on the first ballot.
You get yourself a steak dinner from Ichiro, dog. I love it.
OB beef. How about that? Wagyu.
Charlie, we want to talk about the Super Bowl. Let's do that when we come back. We have a little bit of time when we come back. Let's talk about Super Bowl. And I want to not fix the NFL, but I would like to make the NFL a little bit better. So I want to take some time doing that.
I love it.
All right, we'll be right back.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Hi, I'm Dennis Roberts Jr., owner of Hillsborough Ford and Hillsborough Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Why do people choose to come to Hillsborough Ford and Hillsborough Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram? Because of our people, because of being in Hillsborough, and because we care. Our people make Hillsborough Ford and Hillsborough Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram who we are, and our fantastic customers that continue to support us every time they come back. And we do our absolute best every time to make sure every customer wants to come back. Being in Hillsborough, New Hampshire also makes us appreciate every customer. We're not in an area where we have a revolving door of customers. We appreciate every single person that comes in and gives us the opportunity to earn their business. To make sure we're supporting our customers, you can see our incredible pricing online at hillsboroughford.com or hillsboroughcdjr.com. That's short for Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We do our absolute best to make sure we're the lowest price you can find, and we support that with incredible pricing and award-winning customer satisfaction. So head to the Hills, Hillsborough Ford and Hillsborough Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today, right here in historic Hillsborough, New Hampshire.
Mom, it fell out.
What fell out?
My front tooth. It finally fell out.
Wow, look at that.
Speaking of your teeth, that reminds me, you have an appointment coming up for your cleaning with Dr. Katz.
When?
Next week at Bow Family Dentistry, right down the street. And you can show her your missing tooth.
Cool.
Did I hear somebody's missing a tooth?
Oh, hey, Dad.
Hey, bud. Hon, I heard you talking about Bow Family Dentistry. Did you happen to set up my appointment for the sleep appliance thing?
I did. And Dr. Katz is ready to set you up with your sleep appliance so we can finally get a grip on that snoring.
I know. I'm sorry, love. I am looking forward to some really good sleep.
Trust me, same here.
That's right. At Bow Family Dentistry, you can bring your entire family into their office and they will address everyone's needs. This dedication from Dr. Katz and Dr. Ruzinski ensures all patients and their families come back year after year. Bow Family Dentistry, enhancing your smile with comfort and care for over 30 years. Learn more at bowfamilydentistry.com.
Are you in need of a reliable and trustworthy auto repair shop? Look no further than Pellerin Motorsports, located at 219 Pembroke Street in Pembroke. Meet Brandon and Ryan, your expert mechanics, who are dedicated to providing honest and reliable service to all their customers.
Hey, it's Ryan from Pellerin Motorsports.
And I'm Brandon.
You know, at Pellerin Motorsports, we believe in doing things the right way the first time. We're not going to try to sell you unnecessary repairs or try to upsell you on services you don't need. Your trust means everything to us.
That's right. We treat every vehicle like it's our own. No, we are committed to fixing your vehicle right the first time. We've got the knowledge and expertise to tackle any problem that comes our way.
And we also know how important your family safety is to you. That's why we go above and beyond to make sure your vehicle is reliable and safe.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the repairs. When you drive into Pellerin Motorsports, you become part of our automotive family.
So listen, if you're tired of being taken advantage of, come down to Pellerin Motorsports. We're waiting to take care of all your automotive needs.
Give us a call at 210-1637.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free to download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike on the mic, Haas playing boss. Wolf for a nights where the snow gets tossed. Talking socks packed with a swagger of floss. Dedicated dads, coaches, no loss. The fields to the ring, they know every blink. Teaching kids like the sports always in sync.
I have a confession to make, and I apologize for sounding really stupid. Where does Palentine's come from? Why is it Palentine's? If your friends, Palas and your friends?
That's because Galentine's Day's for the girls. I guess Palentine's Day's for the guys. So,
okay,
that's why this is our day.
Galentine's Day for the girls on the eve of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day for the couples, and then Palentine's Day for the guys.
So I should be hanging out with the guys today?
Hanging out with the guys, having some beverages, and alcoholic or not, that's up to you. And just having a good time. Here's to feeling good all the time.
Well, how I'm feeling right now, I think alcoholic beverages would not be a good choice for me. So I'm going to stay away from
We're doing it right now. This is Palentine's Day for the three of us. So we're enjoying each other's company.
I want to get to the Super Bowl stuff, so let's do the trivia questions. So hopefully somebody can call in. What are we giving away today, Charlie?
Sure. Today's trivia is sponsored by Lucas Roasting Company, and Lucas Roasting Company is located in Wolfboro, New Hampshire. You're going to get a chance to win a $25. It's actually an electronic gift card, $25. Congratulations to Lucas Roasting Company. They were just the other day, they were voted the 2025 WMUR Viewers' Choice Best Coffee in New Hampshire. So they've won that multiple times. So you have a chance to win this, and you'll be able to place your order right online. You don't have to travel to Wolfboro, but of course, they'd love to visit you at Lucas Roasting Company in Wolfboro. So thanks, Lucas Roasting Company, and congratulations on the 2025 WMUR's Viewers' Choice Best Coffee in New Hampshire. All right, here's the question, guys. Who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? Who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? It's baseball season, guys. So we want to know who holds the record for the Red Sox saves in a season. 603 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080.
So, hopefully somebody calls on that, because obviously Lucas Roasting Company, the number one coffee in New Hampshire, and they can get that. Our poll question last week was on the Super Bowl. At the end of this segment, we're going to come at you because we want to talk about the Super Bowl. Obviously, it wasn't much of a game unless you're an Eagles fan, but the Chiefs got blown out 40-22. They were never really in the game. They never looked like they even really wanted to be in the game. It was interesting after the game about the conversations, because there was so much GOAT talk about Mahomes, Brady, about the Chiefs versus Patriots, and Kelsey versus Gronk is another one. And it was so much of that stuff, and it all went away based on that performance that the Chiefs put in. I mean, you guys obviously watched the game. Were you surprised at what the product that the Chiefs put out?
I was surprised at how poorly the Chiefs played in the Super Bowl. You guys obviously knew that I was rooting for the Eagles, and I'm grateful that the Eagles won. And the other piece is I was actually grateful that it wasn't much of a game, because it's been a while since I've been anxious or a little nervous about the game. And I actually was like, hey, I really want the Eagles to win. So I was kind of all in on that. And it was kind of a nice opportunity for me to sit back and watch some football as the Chiefs got pounded. I love the fact that we could finally put the rest, the Brady Mahomes. You know that I'm a fanboy of Brady. And I just love the fact that, Mahomes really can't beat Brady, and having Brady there broadcast the game. I really enjoyed his broadcast, the things that he said. I thought he actually did a pretty good job compared to how he had been during the regular season. Yes, guys, I did watch some of the pregame stuff down on Bourbon Street earlier in the day, and that was exciting. Kelsey, Mike, you nailed it. He looked old. It's time for him to go off into retirement. He wasn't blocking. I made that argument with you guys, and you disagreed with me. He showed in the Super Bowl. He doesn't block. He didn't block. I sent you a video, Mike, of him not blocking. I think Travis Kelce, it's time for him to go. He is not Rob Gronkowski. So I felt overall, I loved watching the Super Bowl. Dog, what are your thoughts?
Was shocked to see what had transpired, because again, we bettors had it as a close game. We had it as a close game. It was not a close game by any stretch of the imagination.
I didn't have it as a close game.
Yeah, Mike,
I didn't either. I had Chiefs by 10 points. So, it's 27-17, I believe it was.
I think I used the words blowout in mine.
Yeah. But, the bettors, essentially, they didn't win. The ones in Vegas won, but the ones that did sports books all across the country were very angry because Mahomes did the garbage time touchdown. So that didn't help them. But no, I just thought that it was wow. I was not expecting that. It happened, and now what happens next with the Chiefs? Does Travis Kelce come back another year? Does he retire? The way I see it is Mahomes is going to have like a Brady-like career in the sense that I think he's going to win a couple more championships with a new cast of characters because he's not going anywhere. But again, this also could be a dynasty ender. This could be it. This kind of shell-shock thing. This is how dynasties could potentially end right here, because dynasties usually never end well. This might be the ender, because Mahomes had never been rocked like this ever before, even against the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay in Tampa 4 years ago.
No, I agree. And I think that, if you're comparing the Patriots or Mahomes to Brady, the Patriots to the Chiefs, even the Super Bowl losses that the Patriots had, they had it happened in the last minute of the game, or they had a chance to win at the end of the game. There was never a no-show. Never. In 10 Super Bowls, there was never a no-show. And there was a no-show here. There was an absolute no-show. And it's hard to put a finger on why. I mentioned fatigue, Super Bowl fatigue, and that's what it looked like that they had. I just thought the product itself was that the halftime show. It depends who you ask. Some people really liked it. A lot of people really didn't like it. The Eagles look like they're betting favorites for next year, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Commercials. The Super Bowl commercials, even though it's become a thing in itself, just the commercials, you just tune in to watch the commercials. I thought those were underwhelming also.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you get to a point. You're right, Mike. I think there was just fatigue on all parts. You're right. I mean, you're right about the Super Bowl show or whatever. I mean, it's interesting because it was fine. I didn't dislike the Super Bowl show. I thought it was interesting. I liked watching the dancing. You know, they created American flag, and I thought it was cool. But man, you listen to all these old folks, and they're all complaining about this. We got to bring back classic rock bands and this and that. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. This was for this targeted a specific generation. Whatever. I think that's great. I could care less. If you don't like the Super Bowl halftime show, go cook something to eat and go to the bathroom, and then come back, and you don't have to watch it.
You've got time to cook a prime rib during the Super Bowl halftime show. It is so long now. Yeah. I mean, these guys. It's so unlike a regular season game with that kind of a break in between that they have to completely change what they do. You know, normally it's 12 minutes, and this is so friggin' long. It's a solid half hour, 35 minutes. Yeah. Just setting up stages, and it's kind of become too much.
Yeah, agreed. And it's interesting. So here's my take on that. Well, the Super Bowl halftime show was fine with me. I've got no problem. I'm not going to complain about it. If you watched any of the festivities before, when they had, you know, the marching bands on the field and the kind of the Louisiana Cajun flavor and, you know, the New Orleans stuff, all that stuff was amazing. All the stuff that they did before the game was significantly better than the halftime show. And it's too bad that they kind of didn't flip-flop that, because it was great. I mean, it was great. The performances, the dancers, the singers, it was just amazing. And I was like, wow, maybe this could be a model for the future of the NFL.
We're going to go to break, but let's do the poll question and read the trivia question one more time. So, Dog, what did we do last week for poll, and what do we have this week?
We did the for X and Facebook, the Pulse of NH. We did for the Super Bowl, who you got. It was resounding 100% for the Eagles on X, and it was 70-30 Eagles-Chiefs on Facebook at the Pulse of NH. This week's poll question is, what would you rather watch on Sunday? The Daytona 500 or the NBA All-Star Game? They'll be on the Pulse of NH's X, as well as the Pulse of NH's Facebook page as well.
All right. And today's trivia question, you can get a $25 electronic gift card to Lucas Roasting Company in Wolfboro. Lucas Roasting Company was just voted the #1 coffee establishment in New Hampshire, thanks to WMUR's Viewer's Choice. The question is, who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? Who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080.
When we come back, I want to do some changes to the NFL for next year, and I'm curious of what your guys' thoughts are. So we'll be right back.
107.7 WTPL, the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Seminar's early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. Seminar Sunday, March 9th. The Centennial Hotel in Concord. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Or Monday, March 10th. Best Western Plus Landmark in Laconia. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery ends President's Day. Exclusively the Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Billy Currington. Kip Moore. Live in concert. Saturday, September 20th, Bank NH Pavilion. Billy Currington, Kip Moore, and Marlon Funaki. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Part of the Eastern Propane Concert Series.
Did you know your aluminum pull tabs can make a big difference? Save and donate your aluminum pull tabs from beverage cans to the Becktash Shriners. Drop them off at Becktash Shriners, 189 Pembroke Road, Concord, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., excluding holidays. They'll recycle the tabs and use the funds to transport children and their families to and from Shriners hospitals, regardless of their ability to pay. Turn your aluminum pull tabs into hope by dropping them off at Becktash Shriners. For more information, visit BecktashShriners.org.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches making plays. Sports talking kings of Wolfboro town. Husbands, fathers, where heroes are found. Chewing the fat off the Pats and the Sox. Bruins on ice and the Celtics blocks.
Our listening demographic is getting younger by the minute with those songs. Keep them going. Keep it going. We don't have a ton of time left, and I wrote down some things to make changes for the NFL. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, no, I just wanted to one more time for the trivia, and then we're gonna fix the NFL just like we fixed Major League Baseball. All right, last opportunity to win yourself a $25 electronic gift card from Lucas Roasting Company here in Wolfboro. Lucas Roasting Company, the 2025 WMER's Viewer's Choice Best Coffee in New Hampshire. You don't want to miss out on this. Who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? Who holds the record for Red Sox saves in a season? It's baseball season, guys. 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080. Let's fix the NFL, Mike.
All right, so we do this pretty much when any season ends. We throw some fixes to hopefully improve, and everybody knows that Major League Baseball listens to Mike and the Hoss, and they did most of our improvements. They didn't. Yes. They don't toss a guy after 4 strikeouts, but that one's still going to be coming. Anyway, first I'm going to just run down the list. No more tush push.
Whoa! Do we get do I get to comment?
You can say yes or no because we're on the clock here a little bit. So
yeah, heck no, Mike. No, double thumbs down on that one. All right,
okay,
go ahead.
That's fine. No more tush push. Pass interference should be 15 yards max.
I love it.
The spot falls. I can't take this. It's too devastating of a penalty to be. The 50-yard pass interference calls change the outlook not of a drive but of a game, and I don't want to do that. Before I get to the next one, Shelby from Washington is on the phone with an answer for trivia. Shelby, what do you got?
Jonathan Papelbon.
Oh, Shelby, no, it's not Pap. I mean, that's a great guess. That's who I would have guessed, but it's not Jonathan Papelbon. So, yeah, good. But hey, thanks for listening to the show and thanks for calling in. And don't forget to check out Lucas Roasting in Wolfboro. But it's not Jonathan Papelbon.
All right, thanks, Shelby. All right, so 15 yards max on pass interference. No more automatic first down on penalties. So a 5-yard, it could be 3rd and 25. You get a defensive holding and it's an automatic first down. Nope, no more. More. It's based on the yards. Is the penalty give you enough yards to get the first down? And I know that means it's going to be chaos on these 3rd and 25s. They're going to be holding places all over the place, but don't get to 3rd and 25.
Yeah.
Lift some of the protections off the quarterback. It's gone too far. And I just saw a highlight film of Brady getting hit. And there was like 30 hits that all would have been, guys would have been ejected from the game for the hits, and they weren't even penalties when he was playing. So lift some of those protections. I think that would be better. Lift some of the protections for a defenseless receiver. It's too ticky-tack. Video replay for penalties, you get 1. If you're right on the one, then you get another one. But video replays for penalties. All right, we got another caller for the trivia. So Jason from Alton, who do you think is the leader for saves for the Red Sox?
How about Tom Gordon?
You got it. In 1998, Jason, Tom Flash Gordon had 46 saves. He's the Red Sox leader in saves in a season. Tom Gordon. Congratulations. Have you been to Lucas Roasting before, Jason?
No, I have not, but I deliver a lot of their coffee, and it smells absolutely delicious.
Awesome. You're going to love it. Make sure you stop in. Make sure you tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you. And J-Dog, you got to stay on the line. J-Dog's going to give you a code so that you can use it to order your product online. And feel free to order it online and then go in and pick it up.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for listening to the show. Mike,
All right.
do we get a chance to talk about any of your suggestions?
All right, well, we can. I'm staring at the clock too. So, where I was at video replay for penalties. You get one. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. That's a great idea.
Okay. Refs need to answer questions at the end of games.
Yeah, this is the best one ever, Mike. I love it. Yes, you need to at least the head referee has to go in and be interviewed, just like the players and the coaches. I love it.
No, I want them all. I want. Because the head ref doesn't throw all the flags. He throws the offensive holding flags, and that's pretty much it. It's the sideline guy. It's ref number 12 is the guy that's running down the sideline that is dictating these games.
Okay, so you want
that
everyone.
guy that you don't even know the name of. He's just like ref 12. And so that's the guy that needs to be answering those questions because those guys have way too much power in determining who wins these games.
Okay.
Teams get the ball at the 45 on touchbacks. I want to see more runbacks.
Yeah, let's get the kick game going. You're right. Let's have some returns.
Yep. Yeah. And then field goals inside of the 10 are worth only 2 points. You don't get the 3.
It. Yeah, give you an incentive to go for the touchdown.
Yeah. That's all right. So what do you think? Those are my changes.
All right. And Dog, I don't know if you caught them all. I know you've been busy, but let's start just the tush push. What is wrong with the tush push? I think it's absolutely amazing. You get down there, you need a yard or whatever. It is man against man, muscle against muscle, brawn against brawn. I love it. If anyone that played in the line, this is what they dream of. You got to get the perfect snap. The quarterback has to pick the right side. I think it's great. I think the tush push should stay, and I'm glad it's there.
Do you allow when somebody's blocking a field goal, you can't run off the back of somebody, right? You can't. They outlawed that you
Correct.
Can't make contact. So there's already precedent that you can't use somebody else to gain an advantage in a game. That's what the tush push is. You're using somebody else to gain an advantage. So to be consistent, you've got to get rid of the tush push. I understand it's cute, and they have a new name for it now in the broadcast because they don't want to say tush, but it's just not. It's not of the I don't know what the word is, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, okay,
I don't like it.
But here's the you don't like it, which is okay, fine. You don't like. There's a lot of things I don't like that you still do. The deal is the complaint that people make is there's no way to stop it. Well, you know what? Figure it out. Figure out a way to stop it, and maybe hit the weight room a little more. I don't know. Maybe get leverage. Maybe get lower. Maybe anticipate the snaps more. They're going to figure it out. I think it's an exciting part of the game.
You're going to find it's going to make the game really boring because you're going to get to a second. You're going to get 5 yards on the first down, on first down, and then it's going to be 2nd and 5, and you're going to see 3 consecutive tush pushes to pick up 1.5 yards, and the next thing you know, now you have your 5.5 yards or 4.5 yards, whatever, and you're going to be there. And so you're going to start seeing that when teams are really good at this, and I don't think it's the way to go. Right. And I know that our show is going to be ending in a second here, so I want to congratulate Jason from Alton. Well done on that. We got to talk about the hockey that's going on, and I know that we're going to be going to the Four Nations tournament because probably the biggest game in hockey, not NHL, not in hockey, in the last 6 or 7 years is happening tonight, where the U.S. is taking on Canada in Montreal for this Four Nations. Did you watch any of the first two?
I watched some of the highlights. I didn't sit and watch the game.
Yeah. Dog, were you able to pick up the games at all?
Highlights, and let me tell you, when Mario Lemieux, Mr. Montreal, goes down that aisle and gets the biggest standing ovation I've heard in a long time, they're doing something right now.
Yeah, they're onto something, and it's World Cup feel. That's what it feels like, and hockey seems to embrace this more than the other sports, and maybe we can talk about that next week when we talk about how this thing turned out. But I'm into it. I'm looking forward to tonight. Hopefully I can stay awake. And I just think it's really good for the sport. But that's going to do it for us. More Mike and the Hoss next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.